Welcome to the Apparel Golf Podcast. Derek's not here. To be honest, I don't know where Derek is. I know he's somewhere. I think in the state. He could be out of the state. He's probably in like one of the Dakotas, to be honest, with his luck. But we're joined by Donovan and Sam from Brunch Golf. Brunch Golf, a little bit newer to us. They sent us a few things to test out and wear, but they also let us donate to the Shindig. So thank you guys so much for that. I was able to see who got the hat and the balls, and they were like never heard of them, but then they were like feeling everything, and they were like, "Hell yeah, I'm in." So there's some rando running around in a black brunch golf hat and a couple sleeves of brunch balls. So as we were talking about before, hopefully they're the one who makes a hole in one with the brunch hat and the brunch ball. That would be absolutely electric. But guys, welcome to the pod. A little background about brunch golf from what I know. Midwest guys, now you're in SoCal, which is a little less cool. We love the Midwest here. Um, but I'm excited to learn more about brunch golf and excited to have you guys on.
Thanks for having us, Dom. We're excited to
For
be here,
sure.
man.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. So, little background on brunch golf, I think would help everybody. You guys want to kind of fill us in a little bit?
Yeah. So Brunch Golf has been around for about a year and a half, almost 2 years when we first came up with the idea. And I guess we can start from why we decided to come out with a company. Um, it's a pretty interesting story. We live out here in Southern California now. Everything's expensive. I was actually attending a wedding down in Temecula and went golfing with some buddies. And I don't know about you, but I need more than one sleeve of balls if I'm about to go
Oh,
golfing.
yeah.
And so I always buy two sleeves when I go. And I was the type of guy that would buy the Pro V1s or a higher quality ball because I thought that it would make me play a little bit better. And some people that applies, but I don't think it really applies to me. But again, there are a lot of people like that out there that will spend the additional money to get, a higher quality ball, 3-layer urethane, or even a 5-layer TP5. But Pro V1 being one of the, most popular companies out there, I bought in two sleeves of Pro V1s from this course, and they were $18 per sleeve. So I spent $36 on 6 golf balls, which I ended up losing all of them.
Yeah. No, it tends to work like that.
Absolutely insane. Like, I don't ever want to do this again. And came back from that trip and started, me and Sam would always pitch ideas off each other, for businesses and things like that. And we golf a ton as is. So I was like, what about a golf company, man? Like, this would be pretty fun. Like, we golf all the time and a lot of our friends do. And, let's lead with golf balls, though, because first off, this is an issue that is clearly apparent. It's everybody has to buy golf balls when they golf. And so, it's a problem that we wanted to fix. And we started looking into manufacturers and seeing what the cost would look like to do something like this. And really what we wanted, there are a few things. We wanted a high quality ball because we wanted to fit, the buyer that we relate with, and that there's a huge group of those. And so we wanted a 3-layer urethane ball, similar to the construction of a Pro V1. And we got a few samples from a few different manufacturers, and we ended up being pretty happy with the ball that we ended up getting. It's a 3-layer urethane ball. It's got a 97 compression. It's got 332 dimples. So 97 compression is pretty high. It'll go further than Pro V1s with a fast swing speed. Pro V1s sit around a 92 compression. And so it is hard, but it's soft enough to where from low distances, it has a lot of spin and checks up nicely on the green. And if it sounds great off the putter as well. So it's a complete ball, very high quality. The second thing, we were like, okay, if we're going to do this, we need a 4-ball sleeve. Like I didn't even right away. We were like, we don't want to do a 3-ball sleeve. And so, it'll set us apart from the rest. Everybody does a 3-ball sleeve, and it's just not enough balls for a lot of people. You're ended up buying a case or you're buying 2 sleeves. And so we were like, let's provide an extra ball in every sleeve, non-negotiable. And thankfully, our manufacturer does packaging as well, and they had no issue, coming up with the length of box for a 4-ball sleeve. And so that's kind of how the idea came about and where we are today, somewhat. But we wanted to have fun with the branding as well. And so I come from a sales background. Sam comes from a design background. And so we're kind of the perfect duo to do something like this. And it's been fun because we're roommates as well. And so we hold all of our inventory in our apartment. We ship everything out ourselves. And, Sam makes almost daily trips to the post office to drop packages off, which is great. And I'll do it sometimes when he's gone. But thanks to Sam, he's a wizard on Illustrator. And from a design standpoint, to t-shirts, hats, Sam does all the design for that. He also did all the design for the packaging of the balls. Logos on the balls. He came up with the logo. Something slightly different too is like, a golf ball is not the only thing, but one of the only things you look at every time you go to take a shot in golf, right? And so I don't know about you, but every time we find a ball on the course that like has a funny saying on it or something like that, we always kind of want to like keep it in the bag, and we're like afraid to play it because it's cool. And so the first batch of golf balls we came out with had funny self-aware sayings on them, which is half of our line, half of our ball offering. And we also have some balls without sayings. So some self-aware sayings of, spank me, things like that.
My favorite one, not to interrupt you, is the one that says
Yeah,
I can't swim.
I can't swim. Yeah.
That one's my favorite because I in fact can't swim. So I'm not gonna go swim after that ball. I love that one. And um I didn't know that you guys had the self-aware golf balls when you sent them to us.
Yeah.
Luckily, those are the ones we didn't donate. We donated the little 8 sleeve, which I didn't know there were 4 balls in sleeve. I remember I emptied them out and I'm like, something's a little different here. I'm like, why is this box so big? And I was
Yeah.
like, shut the fuck up. There's 16 balls in here. Like it was blew my mind, made my day. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Um, I
Great.
loved it. Like, yeah, I love the
Yeah.
spank me. I can't swim. And then I love the ones that instead of like they all say three, they're all 69. I'm like, it's just those little things that kind of set companies apart. And yeah,
Yeah.
I almost didn't want to play them because I'm like, these are good. But
Yeah.
we'll talk about it later. I have played them. I do like them. But please continue with the self-awareness, the branding, stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. And the reason we kind of went away from that on our second batch is because we were like, we want to be in country club pro shops eventually, and we were gonna call it the country club line of more like serious
Mm.
matte black packaging and things like that. But uh, in the second batch, we did come out with the 8 packs. So we have the 16 pack. So instead of buying a dozen balls, you're buying 16. And then we were like, what about an 8 pack? Because if someone hasn't tried these before, maybe they don't want 16 balls. So the 8 pack is great. We'll talk about the pro shops, that we've had luck with so far. But yeah, things have been going well. Sam's been able to make the branding very fun, which is quite frankly, like surprisingly enough, like there's so many golf companies out there, but most of them just do apparel. Now there are smaller ball brands that we wanted to lead with golf balls because that right there sets you aside a little bit from a lot of the small golf companies out there now, which we applaud a lot of them. They have, there's some cool brands out there that do great apparel, but I think just leading with the golf ball and then having the apparel follow behind that was the best business model that we saw fit. And the goal is to get the golf balls into pro shops someday. Right now, we're selling them directly to consumer online. And the third thing when we were making these balls, like, well, we need to solve the issue. We need to have an affordable ball, not only good quality, but let's bring it full circle. Let's make it affordable. And in doing research and looking for manufacturers, we found that we were able to do that. And so we sell a 16 pack online for $40. And it's a very similar construction to a Pro V1. It's a 3-layer urethane. It's the same material on the outside of the shell. For most golfers, that won't, that difference between the two won't make a huge difference in their play style. But very affordable ball, very high quality ball. We're honest about our profit margins. We're not price gouging. And what opened my eyes mostly in doing this research was imagine the profit margins of the companies that make the Pro V1 and the TP5s when they're selling them at that price. I do applaud them because they pioneered a high quality golf ball over the years, and they've gotten to a point where they can, put their cost on it, and people are going to buy it. And in talking to a lot of pro shops don't even profit off of golf balls. And so, you can't be a pro shop and not carry Pro V1s and TP5s in a lot of the big companies. And so these companies know that. And where pro shops find most of their margins are going to be on apparel, shoes, hats, shirts, polos, but not balls. And so with our model, we've gotten into a few pro shops already just from the sole fact that we can sell at a cheaper cost by the case, and then they can put them behind the counter by the sleeve and sell them by the sleeve for very similar cost to the 3-ball sleeves. And I know, if I were to walk up to a pro shop and needed golf balls for a round, there are a lot of guys like us that, if the 4-ball sleeve was the same cost as the 3-ball sleeve, wouldn't even care about the quality of the ball at that point. It's like, I need that 4th ball. And we wanted to cover all of our bases, and we wanted to have a fun ball with bright packaging that stands out, but also a high quality ball for the really good golfers that do care about that.
So I think you guys, hit the nail on the head. Packaging's fun. I love when Sam will talk about it because I have like design questions and I want to give you your flowers, but um the packaging is beautiful. Like I said, I didn't know that there was 16 balls because I'm not one to like read per se. I was like, this is cool. And I opened them up. I'm like, why do these boxes look so much longer? And I couldn't like put two and two together until I was like counting. I'm like, oh, there's four. I'm like, this is weird. Um, Weird in a good way, not like a what the fuck is this, but like a holy
Yeah.
shit, I get an extra four golf balls in here. Um, because you're absolutely right. One of my big pet peeves in golf is people who have to play the Pro V1 or have to play the TP5X just for them to lose one every other hole. I have
Yep.
buddies like that, like, oh, bro, like you're partnered with so and so, like you just play the Pro V1. I'm like, you lose that golf ball the exact same that I do, and I'm saving money. And I can almost guarantee you, we were talking earlier, I'm sure most golfers that only play Pro V1s or TP5s doesn't help their game. They're losing them the same as they would if they just played a top flight or, brunch ball or whatever, not to downgrade you guys. Um,
Yep.
but I thought what you said was interesting about how you had golf balls from these different manufacturers and you did the compression and everything. Um, when I don't know how to word this, when they would send you the samples and you guys would kind of look over them, would you hit them? Would you be able to actually like physically tell a difference?
So yeah, I mean, a lot of the things that we found over time was we would cut them in half. So we'd get a sleeve, we'd cut one in half, first off, and see the core, see if everything was even, all the layers were even. That's a way that you can tell if a ball is well manufactured as well. And then we would go play them. And you listen to things. Some balls have a really ugly sound off the putter. Or spin rate with irons, things like that. And it was really just the eye test, and which helped us decide on one. And then obviously we wanted a manufacturer that would take care of the packaging as well, which most of them
Mhm.
do. And we found a really good one. And part of the challenge as well in that is finding a manufacturer that is responsive in a timely manner and can answer your questions and make changes on the fly. And so we lucked out on that front.
Yeah, it's always good to be like appreciated, even when like
Mhm.
so like I guess what I mean by that is like we have stickers, right? I have 1,000 of these bad boys.
Right.
It's so many. Like basically I was working with a manufacturer or distributor. I don't know what it is for stickers, but she was like, "Hey, do you want to do it like this or like this?" And I was like, "Nobody's ever asked me that before. That's so nice of you." Basically, she's like, "Do you want a border or not?" And I was like, "Yes, I would like a border, please." But sometimes there's just those like little extra steps that the outside company is like willing to take, and I'm like, "Does it cost anything?" She's like, "No, we just want to make sure that your design is what you paid for." And I was like, "That is." Amazing. So I got 1,000 stickers and I love every single one. They're like $80. Beautiful. And
Yeah.
couldn't be happier, super fast, but I've never I guess I've never seen like sample golf balls before. So when you said that, I was like, oh, I never even thought of that, to be honest with you. Um, and you're absolutely right. Some golf balls are just terrible off the putter. And that
Mhm.
like the putter is my favorite club. And that's a hot take for a lot of people. It throw me my 4 iron. I don't have a 4 iron. It broke. It's a whole thing. Um, so it's been my putter the last couple of years, and there's some balls I'm like, I can't putt with this. Like it just sounds weird. And it's not to do with my putter because it's with every putter I own. And it's just like
Mhm.
it's ugly. I have played your guys's. I played them at Troy Burn, which if
Cool.
you've never heard of it or looked it up, beautiful course out in Wisconsin. So there's brunch balls all over the place. You're welcome.
I
It's
was going
guerrilla
to ask if you
marketing.
lost. We appreciate
Oh,
that free
for
marketing.
my guy Brendan from Duffin Up calls it guerrilla marketing. So whenever I lose
Yep.
a golf ball with Dougal on it, somebody's gonna find Dougal and be pumped.
Yep.
Um, I like the feel. Um, I'm really good at like wedges and stuff, so the spin is important to me. I don't really care if it bites or checks. I just want to make sure that it's soft enough to stop.
Yep.
And your guys did that. And then I played Sunday with just some friends of mine, like work friend, well, not work friends, they're like next door neighbors type deal. But we've gotten really close. And there's one I beautiful shot, and then I got a really shitty bounce where instead of bouncing and then rolling out, it like bounced and went straight right onto the cart path and smoked the path and just bounced forever.
Hmm.
And there were like no scuffs on it, like no big gouges, nothing. And I'm like, this is probably the first time that I've had a ball hit the cart path and not just be ruined. So I don't know
Hmm.
if you guys are sprinkling some of that like magic voodoo dust or it's the funny sayings on the ball that protected it, but it's a durable golf ball. I don't know what you guys did, but I love it.
Yeah. No, we appreciate that. I mean, it was but everything we come out with, we want to be high quality. That goes for the t-shirts, the hats. So, I mean, a lot of the time we go back and forth and probably spend too much time looking for the perfect blank for a drop that we're going to do or whatever it might be. But we want it to be high quality. We don't want to be a company that, where you ship something out and it just feels cheap. So we prioritize those things, and we see a good response from it. We've shipped out. This might be a good transition into kind of how we've went to market on social media
Hmm.
and used social media to our advantage. We've right away we're like, okay, we got to find the influencers that don't have 100,000 or a million or a couple million followers. We got to find the guys that have 5, 10,000 followers that are willing to take a free care package and actually make a post about our products. And so we were lucky enough to early on reach out to a few influencers that helped with that, and a few professional golfers that and instructors that have tried our product, and they call us and they're like, man, these are great. And that's the best to hear it from someone like that actually it does make a difference in what ball they hit. So
It's always nice to hear that golf influencers are like nice people, you know?
oh yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah.
I've had some that are just nasty, and it's like I've reached out, I'm like, hey, come on, we'll just talk about you, basically giving you a platform, and it's just like crickets, like they left me on red, and I'm like, you can at least say no, thank you,
Yeah.
or
Mm-hmm.
hey, we'll pass, like just
Okay.
don't like ghost me.
Yeah.
I was super
We
happy when you guys reached out, but it's also super good to know that like people acknowledge you guys, right? Um, I never like blast anybody. Well, I have and will continue to blast that person. Um, go listen to the Roger Steele episode. Um, I don't blast Roger. Roger's a G. Um, but there have been companies that I've reached out to and they're like, no, we won't come on because you guys don't have X amount of followers. And I'm like the main page has more than you guys do. Like I don't understand what the thought process is with that. But now it's like when people ask me, I'm like, yeah, don't go to them. Like
yeah. I
it's
mean,
just
I,
it's
I
a
think
it's a sour taste.
I think it's an ego thing at the end of the day. When someone gets a certain amount of followers in today's day and age, they think they're someone. But us being from the Midwest, we are naturally friendly with everyone. And I will say someone in the industry that impressed us a lot. We were at the PGA show this year and we stopped by, we were just attending it and, carrying our balls around and wearing our shirts and things like that. And we stopped by the Malbon. Shout out Malbon, by the way. They are constantly coming out with great products, and they've pioneered this whole new generation of golf companies that are, changing the norms of what golf has been for so long. But we went by, and Stephen Malbon, the owner, was sitting in there, and we went up to him and we were like, "Hey, are you Mr. Steven?" And he stands up, shakes our hands, and he's like, "Oh, it's a sick logo, man." We're like, "Thanks, man. We started a golf company about a year ago." And he's like, "I'll tell you what, man, a few years ago was my first year at this thing, 5 years ago, just before COVID. And, we had a small corner booth. And, if I would have quit then, it would never be any of this." And so, he's like, just keep chipping away, keep doing what you're doing, mad respect. And that was one of the best things to hear because they're like leading the game now in terms of what they're doing. And so it goes back to what you said, so you have a choice as a person to respond to people reaching out to you in a certain way. And Sam and I will never be like that. We're just not built like that. And so, but no, that's a good segue into, other things that we've been involved in, like the PGA show and connections we've made there that have helped us out too.
Yeah, we have not been to the PGA show yet. It is on our little bucket list of like things to do, which is it always sneaks up on us and we're like never like ready.
Yeah.
Because it's like I don't know what we would do other than like go check everything out,
You need to go. You need
which would
to
be a
go.
blast. We've been lucky to like work with people who have had their own booths. A local guy, Ben, he does Kid Caddy golf. I don't know if you follow him. He's actually like not too far from me personally.
Yeah.
Um, he won like second or third for like best new product one year. And basically all he does is, well, I should say all he does, he works his ass off. He basically made this thing that you can put on any stroller and it holds your golf clubs, your golf balls, and you buy the attachments that hold like your beer, your water, and then you can still put your kid in the stroller so you can play golf with your kid. And I was like, I don't like kids, but that's genius. And he's like the nicest dude I have ever met. And I've met Derek. Derek's pretty nice, but like Ben might blow Derek out of the water. Um, and then we've worked with Aya Golf, and Aya Golf does a lot of stuff for women in terms of apparel. So Daniela basically created her own company because she hated every single women's golf apparel on the market. Like just pieces like didn't fit her. They weren't what she was looking for. So she started her own and did like a little test at the PGA show. And I was like, genius. Like there's so many cool companies out there that nobody wants to take the time to read about or reach out to message. Um, and I think that's where this
Honestly,
PGO show
you,
really shines.
so we might be getting a booth this year, and if we do, you guys need to come out.
Okay. Okay. That's in what, March?
I think it's in
January.
March, yeah. Or
Cool.
January. We went in January this year, yeah.
Oh,
So
it's in
it'll.
January.
But
Oh,
dude, it's so fun. Like even if you're attending it, like we were just attending it and just checking out all the new stuff that's coming out for the upcoming year, and everybody that attends that convention is a buyer of some sort or a golf professional or
mm,
very high up in the golf world. And so the networking that we did when we were there, like I was carrying a case of our golf balls around the whole time. And the thing is, you go to the convention during the day and then you go back to your hotel, and all these hotels are just full of people that are attending this convention. And so you just sit at the hotel bar and then you find all the bars around and you just make your rounds. And we had so many people just ask us about it. That's actually how we got into our first pro shop up in Seattle. Is that we met a guy at our hotel bar that was a member at a club and took it back. We gave him a case and he took him back to the head pro at his club. And the guy hit us up and was interested because some of these clubs are they love taking on new products, and I think more clubs should be like that. I think a lot of the old man golf companies are boring and techy, and there's still a market for that, obviously. But there's so many cool companies that are up and coming that deserve a chance to be seen. And,
Mhm.
part of the reason that we applaud you guys is because you guys give companies like us a platform to come on your podcast and to, swap Instagram posts with and connect on there and just have fun with it. And, that's what we've appreciated the most about being a part of the golf world now. And in it is that we've realized so many people are so cool. And it's just a really fun thing for us. So,
Yeah, and like the thing with Derek and I can speak for Derek on this. Not that I have his permission, but because I know it's true. Um, we don't accept like care packages or anything from stuff that we don't personally like, because then it's like very disingenuous, and
right.
it's just like a waste of your guys's money and product, right? Because that's product you could sell, that's time you guys spent. Um, you've seen Derek wear it, right? He's always
Yeah.
wearing the brunch shirt, he's always got his hat on.
Love it.
Um, and like the thing with us is that's exactly what we set out to do. We want to give these companies a platform. And it's not just the companies, it's the people, right? Because at the root of it, you guys are more than just Brunch Golf. You are Donovan and Sam.
Yeah.
That's to me, it's like the basic human, right? Where it's like you guys have been so nice to us. Let me reciprocate that. Part of that is just, Midwest, you know, Minnesota. I don't know where you guys are from, but
Yeah. Iowa.
Midwest is Midwest, right? Oh, that's
That's
right.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but before we go into the pro shop, I do want to talk about your guys' merch. I want to talk to Sam. So I
Yeah.
have the kind of I don't know what this one's called, but I really like this hat. I'm a big fan of cream, and then the embroidery on this thing,
Oh, yeah.
crazy. Um, what I appreciate about your guys' merch and the clothing side of everything is it feels very classic, and that's going to age well. So for the people who only listen and don't watch, they're both wearing a very, I'd say like 80s or 90s kind of vintage golf hat, very unstructured. It gives me kind of like old school Titleist vibes,
Mhm.
um, type deal. I love that style. It's timeless. It's going to age really well. So, Sam, how did you come up with everything, all the designs, and then your little mascot dude? He's my
Yeah.
favorite. Um, does he have a
Appreciate
name? Because I need to know his name if he has a name.
We haven't named him yet, but yeah, I mean, we started making merch right after we ordered our first like big order of golf balls. We were like, we have to wait this long. We want to start selling stuff, and we are like, okay, let's like expand a little bit. So we took our logo and then threw it on we found this nice structured hat online, and we ended up ordering that. Got super good feedback. In terms of the embroidery, it was just again talking to manufacturers and working that out. But it kind of spiraled a little bit. We were like, oh, we like this hat. Like, oh, we do shirts. And so that's kind of, I guess, how we've gotten into the clothing realm. In terms of design, um, we we basically have like an Instagram folder where Donnie and I will both, if we see something we like, we'll save it and be like, this is inspiration, and we'll send each other things back and forth. And so that's kind of how we've come up with our different designs. But yeah, like the most recent drop we had was all like pretty 90s like type fonts and colors and things like that. So that's how we've gotten that drop. But we'll be having another one here in the fall. It'll be different types of clothes. So we'll have like some stuff more for winter, which will be nice. Some more like golf tees as well. So things you can wear on the course that are a little, I guess, more professional. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at.
I'm a big fan of hoodies. Obviously, in Minnesota it gets kind of,
it.
it
Yeah,
gets kind of cold. You guys dropping any hoodies this fall? Because like I might need a brunch golf hoodie.
yeah,
We're
that's definitely in the
yeah.
cards for sure. We have like it's funny because it's like there's so many different like pieces of inspiration that we're like, oh my god, we could do something similar to this, or like this piece is great, and it's just finding like a high quality piece. We'll a lot of the time we'll drive down to the fashion district in Los Angeles and like physically feel different fabrics and different hats. Um, So yeah, we're definitely considering some sweaters or
The
sweatshirts
hard
here soon.
the hardest part is narrowing it down to like what's going to
Yeah.
be in this release, because we don't have unlimited money. And so it's like, since we inventory everything, it's like, okay, we need 3 long sleeves. We need, we want to do a polo in the future. We want to do a crew neck. We want to do a quarter zip. Hoodies are in there as well for the fall collection. There are some different hat styles that we want to go with as well. So there's some good stuff in the cards. We'll definitely send you guys some stuff when we come out with them. But that's one of the biggest challenges is like, Sam is a perfectionist and I'm kind of just like, trying to stick to a timeline as well. So like you have to accept like, hey, we're going to do this and then we have to do this. Settle on a design, because Sam literally will have like, he'll sit on his laptop and make like a certain amount of logos with different fonts. He'll have like 100 different like fonts and logos, and so just picking which style we want to go with is hard enough. But it's really fun. Like it makes us not want to like buy anything from like even though I love these, love the rest of the golf companies out there, but I don't really buy things from big golf companies anymore. I do like to support small business, but when we see something cool, it's like let's just make our own and like kind of put our own twist on it.
So
Exactly.
I'm the same way. Focus.
Yeah.
Come on, there we go. Okay.
There we go.
I fucking hate this thing, dude. Basically, so with our shindigs that we do, shindigs are what we call our tournaments. I'm not head designer in any sense of the word. I have such bad ADD that I've done custom shoes for every event. And basically my designer's like, Dom, here's what we're doing and you're gonna like it. I'm like, perfect. So I love hoodies. It's like my favorite thing. So basically this year it's super subtle. It just says
Oh,
shindig,
nice.
all black embroidery. And then on one of the sleeves, I think it's the right sleeve, we have Minnesota in red.
That's sick.
I'm a big
Love
fan
that.
of just kind of plain fronts. The back is where it gets absolutely nutty.
Crazy.
There you go.
Dude,
So
it looks like a rock band like tour poster or something.
so that's my inspiration.
Yeah.
Were concert tees and concert posters. The
Yeah.
first one we did, I don't know where it is, um, in my closet anymore. It's probably somewhere. But I was like, what's gonna set us apart? And I think it's gonna help you guys too. Maybe not help, but maybe we'll connect a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of golf merchandise is very stuffy. It's very, hey, this is what it is, and it's not telling a story.
Hmm.
Um, I think the beauty of younger people coming into this is now we're seeing golf tell stories. And I think that is incredibly beautiful in a game that is as old as golf is. So I mean, you hit the nail on the head. It is a rock concert. Um,
Oh yeah.
basically, it was basically a rock concert on a golf course. We had
That's sick.
drones zipping around and we had a videographer. It was wonderful.
You had a band play too? You had live music?
No, we had speakers
Oh,
though. It was basically live
oh
music.
yeah,
Basic,
yeah.
same
Oh,
thing.
neat.
Same thing.
So basically, I wanted it to reflect Minnesota and what we want to do on the golf course, which is throw a party. So we got to have our favorite bird, the loon. It's not a duck. For those people who keep calling it a duck, it's a loon. And then I was like, how do we make it not a loon? So I told the designer, I'm like, sophisticated loon. So he's got a top hat.
Yeah.
There you
So
go.
it's very like Guns N' Roses, very
I love
Slash. Like it's just this really cool piece,
I love
and
it.
it's not very expensive. And we just wanted the front to be super subtle. And then when you walk by somebody and they look back at you, we wanted them to go, "Holy shit, what is that thing?"
Hell yeah.
Yep.
So it's
Love it.
Yeah, you got it,
kind of
man.
what
You
I
got it
feel like
figured
you
out.
guys are doing. But yeah,
Yeah.
dude, trust me, this is like our third blank that we did because I hated the other ones. Like they're just so
Yep.
tight. Like it's a
Just
hoodie.
finding a blank, like just finding the perfect blank takes forever too. Like it requires a lot of research and samples and things like that.
I
So
couldn't
we
even
feel you.
imagine finding like a hat blank. Like I don't. You
Oh
guys sent
yeah.
us that one. That was the one that we donated because Derek and I are dumb and like to match all the time. Um, but it's like a nylon. I'm like, I can't even imagine trying to find a hat blank.
It's
Yeah. There's
it's
so
tough.
many options. You really have to again find inspiration from certain hats. Like I've got like 100 hats in my closet, and there are a few that I really like. And so just doing research. Like this one is an unstructured 5 panel. There's a company out of LA that does an unstructured 5, but it's made out of canvas, and that'd be a cool future drop. This one's not made out of canvas, but you have to be a hat guy to like actually appreciate a good hat. And so like we wear hats all the time, both of us, and so we put a lot of time into that, and we order a ton of samples all the time, and a lot of them are probably just going to go in the trash. But you have to do that to find what you really want.
I have to be a hat guy. I have a ton of hair, and when I play golf, it goes everywhere. So it's like I have to kind of
Oh yeah,
cover it,
There you
keep
go.
it on. Otherwise, it's just a disaster. Which even when I wear a hat, it's all over. We
yeah.
had our videographer out there for the Troy Burns stuff too, and I was like walking up to tee off, and he goes, "You're so pretty, bruh. Your hair's all over. It's perfect. You're my favorite one to shoot." And I'm like, "Stop! You're gonna make me blush." And then I shanked my shot.
There you go.
Yeah,
Um, so it's like,
that's so
dude,
good though, and like yeah.
it's like you
Oh,
gotta be
God.
a hat guy to appreciate some things, but me
Yeah,
being like a design, I wouldn't say nut, but like somebody who wants to design and somebody who has all these like creative ideas, I really appreciate kind of the little things that you do, Sam. Like I love the logo. I love how
Appreciate
every
it.
piece feels very individual because I'm sure you guys have seen it where some brands, it's just like the same thing recycled.
Yep.
mhm.
And like that is one of my big pet peeves because then there's like no creativity anymore. It's just you're selling the same thing, like sneakers,
Yeah,
for example.
Yeah,
It's the same
totally.
shit, right?
Oh
And
yeah,
it's like I'm well aware. This isn't even a quarter of what I have. You guys, it's all
yeah.
off camera. That way, if I get robbed, they only steal that. Um,
Yeah.
it feels very individual for every piece, and I really do appreciate that. And sometimes it's those little things that really set people apart.
Yeah.
appreciate it.
No, thanks, man. Yeah, one of the first things Sam said was like, well, we need a mascot for the brand. And we came up with a golf ball that's, has legs and arms and is swinging a club. And, going off of that, it's like, okay, well, for the Bogies and Beers shirt, that same guy is sitting on a golf tee with his arms up about to get hit. And then, we've done some of the other cool stuff that we never released yet, but, we're, hey, now have the guy holding a cigar and give him an old hat to wear.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool to have a mascot along with the brand that people can relate to in some form.
He does need a name though. Like you can't keep
I
He
know.
calling
does
him the
No.
need a
guy.
name.
Well, if you have any good ones, send them over.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll think about it. I'll think about it. I'll think on it. But yeah, I really do appreciate kind of the individualism of every piece and it just feels good. You know what I mean? Like it's just something about it that's fun and um yeah, I'm excited to see what you guys come out with for the fall. Um, because now I'm pumped that you guys are doing a hoodie because I can't imagine how crazy that thing's gonna be.
Yeah, we're
Wait and
we're
see.
going back and forth on a lot of different designs, but no, it'll. We definitely have some cool stuff coming out.
We're gonna have a camo hat as well. So I don't know if you're
Oh,
into that sort
nice.
of stuff, but
Everyone's wearing
That is
camo hats.
very Midwest.
Camo
yeah,
hats
but
are in.
it's also kind of LA too. You'll see a
Weirdly
lot of
enough,
camo
yeah.
hats.
Yeah, but
I
it's
feel
cool.
like
Last weekend we got our first organic brunch golf sighting. My girlfriend was actually up at Outside Lands, the music festival up in San Francisco, and ran into this chick that was wearing the hat that you have, that green one.
mhm.
And she tapped her. She's like, "Where did you get that hat?" And she's like, "Oh, I just found it online. I came across it online." And so that was like the first organic, because we knew the day was going to come where like we'd see one in the wild. So that was cool.
That's always like the goal, right? Like,
Right.
you'd love to see it on everybody, but sometimes like just like a select few, you're like, that is like and it's super cool that she just found it online. It almost makes you wonder like what she was looking up, or if she like found you guys like on Instagram and then like started clicking everything, or if she
Right.
was just like
Advertising.
Googling like brunch and you guys popped up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we do like Facebook ads and Instagram ads, and that stuff like really works. And I think with hats especially, like everyone can like there's no sizing with it. It can go unisex. It's great. It's great for like holding inventory too. You don't have to hold different sizes. It's like one hat. It's easy. So
Yeah, hats are the move for sure. Like Sam said, one size fits all. I mean, with t-shirts, we like I said, we inventory everything, so we've got a whole closet dedicated to all of the t-shirts, and we've organized them all by size. And you need to order a certain amount of each size, and so No, hats are always great, and everyone wears hats, and so that's seemed to work well for us.
Yeah, talking about the sizing piece, your guys'
Mhm.
sizes are like really good because I think I was talking to one of you about like, man, like I feel like stuff runs so small now where it's like I feel like I'm ordering like bigger sizes and it's like not changing. Like I have stuff from high school that still fits me and I look at the size, I'm like, I can't order that size anymore.
Hmm.
My shirt's an extra large and it fits just like how I remember extra large is fitting. Um, I love it. I love the sizing, and yeah, hats are one size fits all. Well, in theory, I'm sure there's somebody out there with just a huge
Yeah,
noggin.
I know a
Um,
couple.
You're right though. You're right though, because I think I responded to you. I was like, dude, I think that it was an X. I was like, I think the XL is gonna fit you, man.
oh,
And
it's a great fit. I've worn it a handful of times. Everyone's like, "That's a nice shirt." I'm like, "It feels nice." Like, uh, so like transitioning like the sizing of things, it's very like vintage sizing too.
yeah,
Um, like I'm normally an extra large. Like that's kind of my size and just about like most things, especially like hoodies.
Hmm.
But it's like hoodies I like bigger anyways. But it's like everything's so small now. I don't know what the deal with that is, if that's a manufacturing thing. But it looks like Sam's excited that I'm talking about it. So
No, it's true. I'm just thinking about the sweatshirt I'm wearing right now, and I'm like, normally a medium, like I'm a smaller dude, and this is a
mm.
large. This is like some random bar sweatshirt, but it fits me perfectly, and I'm like, yeah, it has gotten smaller, it seems. So,
And I like hoodies like
but
big, like especially in the winter. It's nice to layer. And obviously,
oh,
you
yeah,
guys a little bit warmer climate than I am now, but like it's nice to like throw on like a long sleeve and then just like a ridiculously big hoodie and then just go live your life where it's like now it's getting tricky. So I appreciated the sizing of everything, and Derek's kind of the same way where it's like when people ask us like, "Hey, do you want like a shirt?" We're like, "I don't even know how they fit."
yeah.
that's
I
right.
can't
Yeah,
buy many things online because you never know how they're gonna. Everything fits different now.
Yeah, God, it sucks. But you guys are in a pro shop. Is it just the one, or
we're
what's the
in
deal with that?
two. We're in two, so we're in one in like outside Portland, and then one at a small club called Lake Carroll. Um, and I actually just went in there the other day in Illinois, and they've been selling a lot of the 8 packs and got a lot of good feedback about the logo on the ball. So people are buying them, which is great.
Yeah,
Is it the one with like the little dude on it that has not been named yet?
yeah,
Correct. Yeah, no name.
I feel like you
yeah.
should just name
So
him Guy.
That
we can
could be
name
the
him
name.
Guy. I mean, my dog's name is Buddy, so it's like we're down with the basic names.
Yeah, my dog
Um,
does not have a basic name, unfortunately.
what's that?
What's the name?
Oh, her name's Simone.
Oh,
Simone.
that's
That's
cool.
Simone, yeah, she's a Rottweiler mix.
named after Simone Biles.
No, we adopted her with that name.
Oh,
There you go.
Yeah. This was like pre-COVID too, so it was probably before Biles blew up, I think.
I will say the thing about the pro shops is one thing that we've noticed for any small golf company owners that are listening to this. I didn't realize how many barriers there were to entry. Like I don't know if you're aware or if you've heard of anything, but there are like 5 companies that are golf management companies that are a third party company that oversee the majority of golf courses in America.
Yep.
And speaking out Southern California, there's a company called American Golf Corp. And, early on, we realized this because I would approach a lot of golf pro shops and talk with the general manager. And they're like, oh, well, are you an approved vendor through American Golf Corp? And I was like, I had to do my research and did my research. And I'm like, okay, they're a management company. Troon is another, big company that manages a ton of them. And you have to be an approved vendor to sell a lot of these courses. And so we get on the website for American Golf Corp. And in order to be an approved vendor, it says on there that you need to be in business for at least 3 years. And we started thinking about it. We're like, well, we are local. We have enough inventory to supply, because a lot of the GMs were like, I love this product. I have additional fees every year to use on miscellaneous for things like this, for bringing new products in. And it's like if we have the inventory to fulfill the orders for courses that want it, why would that barrier be there? And we were thinking about it. We're like, well, maybe the large companies like your Titleist, TaylorMade, not to call it, I'm gonna get a call from one of these guys if this podcast ever blows up. But they're maybe they're given a slightly better deal to create their barriers for entry for new companies. But it's really hard as a new company to get into pro shops in the first place. And so we have to find the golf courses that are completely privately, owned and operated, that can make the decision at a local level to bring you in, which is difficult because there's not many.
We always we all preach like, hey, grow the game, make it accessible. Um, Part of me thinks that golf doesn't want that to happen, and that's kind of why. I don't remember who it was, but they were kind of talking about the same thing, and we ran into that issue where it's like we wanted to host an event in Arizona, and like every golf course in Arizona is run by like the same company, so when one of them says no, they basically all say no.
Yeah,
And I
and I
was
feel
like, well, cool.
that's true.
And
Yeah,
I was like, cool, that rules out Arizona. So we're not gonna throw an event in Arizona anytime soon because it's like we're just not, it's just not gonna happen. And
yeah,
I don't want to say it's a monopoly because there's more than one, but it almost feels like, if one shuts you out, it's like that's like a third of it that's just not gonna mess with you guys.
yeah,
And I feel like that's where golf wants to be exclusive versus inclusive. And I just feel like that's so hard to wanna get behind and wanna grow the game because there's so many cool, new and young brands and companies out there doing really, really cool things.
Hmm.
And it's always bothered me that it's just not readily accessible unless you send them like an Instagram link or a website link to your buddy or whatever. And it's like, yeah, it's like if I walked up to like my local course and I saw 8 pack of brunch balls in there, I'd be super pumped. I'd send you guys all sorts of pictures and everything, but it's like, well, you guys would already know that. But it's like it feels almost like an impossible mountain to climb for some companies. I don't have any experience with that. I can't be like, yep, been through that. But just from like stories we've heard, I'm like, I can't even imagine trying to get into a pro shop, let alone two with you guys. Like that's huge. Congrats. Um,
Appreciate
nice.
it.
I can't wait till you guys hit like 10 or like 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the day will come. Like, the good thing about owning a small company as well is that the overhead costs are fairly, I won't say cheap by any means, but they're doable. And so, every year you've got this snowball that's rolling down this hill that every year it's a little bit bigger. And, as long as we don't go anywhere and we just keep coming out with product and doing what we love, then, we think we can really make something out of it. I would like to think a lot of small golf companies are thinking the same thing, because we're at a time where it feels like things are changing with companies like Malbon, and Bad Birdie was one of the first ones that came out with the fun polos.
Hmm.
And there are companies out there that have made a name for themselves, but the demographic of golfers too, since COVID, I don't know of another sport, maybe pickleball, that's grown faster than golf since COVID. And so we feel like we still got in at a good time, and there are so many people that are just now starting this game. And as well as we do, once you start, you do not stop. Like if you're competitive in any nature, you constantly want to go back out there and keep playing. And I think that's proven itself over time.
Well, and you guys are in such a great area where there's so many companies that are in the same boat as you, right? Like we
Mm-hmm.
had Back Nine Bullies on. Um, Jonathan's great dude.
I
Love what
listened
he's
to
doing
that
at Back
today.
Nine Bullies. So cool. And then like earlier on, we had John from Buena Gente and your guys. I don't. I said NorCal or SoCal. I don't remember, but same kind of thing where it's like, hey man, I got this design. Let's put it out there and grow. And John is now John's popping, and I could not be happier for John with Buena Gente. And then it's like we have our dudes, Los Colferos, out in San Diego and LA. It's like all they did was create this really dope towel, and now they're everywhere, and it's this beautiful thing. What you guys are doing are exactly what Derek and I said we were gonna do. We sat down and we're like, hey, if we do this and it doesn't blow up, what are we gonna do? And we basically said, who cares, right? It's just something Derek and I enjoy doing. If we pop off, we pop off, but we'd rather grow organically with people that want to grow with us versus force people to follow us and then just be super hollow and empty and just not fulfilled through it. So
Right.
I think that's what more companies should look at versus, wow, Malbon has X number of followers. How do I get that? Malbon worked their ass off. They were nobody 5 years ago. And
Hmm.
now they have, Ben Baller doing a podcast with them with J.R. Smith and, all these other guys. And you're like, it's crazy where life takes you, but you have to be patient at the same time.
Absolutely, man.
Right.
And you gotta love it too. Like this is something that we enjoy, is going out and wearing our stuff on the golf course and spreading the name and making new friends. We've made so many new friends in this industry and just on random golf courses just by wearing our stuff and, just being asked about it, that, that right there is fulfilling enough to just be able to enter this realm of the golf world that we're not inside of prior to this. We were just like participating in, and so it feels like we're actually a part of it now, which is really cool. And like you said earlier, like the majority of people in this industry, small companies to large companies, they're pretty cool people, and that's what makes it even more fun.
Yeah, and I feel bad. I can't list off all those companies and not mention our guy Nelson with Tacos at the Turn out there as well. Nelson's great. If you've ever seen his merch, it's literally just tacos at the turn. We're eliminating hot dogs at the turn. It's tacos.
Love it.
Beautiful guy.
I'd be down for that. I would be down for that. Put a taco truck in there.
I'd prefer that, actually.
Yeah, I would prefer that.
Flip this and send it to him. So cool. It's a great transition. So we always end the pod by doing a couple rapid fire stuff. Derek normally is a little bit more organized and like has his list of stuff. I don't know where the hell Derek is. I said that earlier. So we're gonna do whatever comes to my head. It's not gonna be super fast. It never is. I was listening earlier to Jordan on another podcast. Jordan's the Odin golf guy. If you guys could have a dream foursome to play golf with, what other three are you picking? And you can't pick each other.
Can't pick each other. We each have to pick three.
Yes.
Okay, you go first, Sam.
That's an interesting question. My instinct was like John Daly because he's so crazy. It'd be interesting, and he crushed the ball.
Who's that?
John Daly.
I said John Daly.
Okay.
Who else? I don't. Oh, man, why am I blanking? Will Zalatoris, because I've been told they kind of look similar to him. It'd be fun.
I see that. I see that.
Oh my god. Oh, what's his name? Ashke? That's his last name.
Yes, with the glasses.
We saw him. Yeah, we saw him like then. He just seems like a good time. He's a
He's
young
one of my
guy,
favorite new kind of up and coming players.
Yeah.
The dude's like built like a twig, but he hits
Yeah.
that golf ball a mile and a half. It is ridiculous, and he's always got the biggest smile on his face.
That's right. Yeah. Who else would I go with?
Well, that would be three. You already said three.
There you go. There you go.
Any more than that, you got to get another cart. Well, yeah, that's weird.
Unless you sneak them all.
I'm thinking you named all golfers. I'm gonna name. I'll go with Guy Fieri. I think he would be a great time on the course. I think between Phil and Tiger, I would pick one of them, but I think Phil might be a better time on the course.
I think so too. I think his personality is a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
I feel like you probably can't make fun of Tiger, where you could probably make fun of Phil a little bit, and Phil would like tease you back a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun.
And then I would pick, I'm trying to think of a music artist that would be a good time. Maybe like, I'm a big Zach Bryan fan. I don't know how good he is at golf or how fun he would be on the course, but he would put a few beers back. I don't know, man. Who's my fourth? Give me 1 second. I
Oh,
know
there
this is.
you go. You already got it. You're full.
There we go. I'm full. Put Zach
Yeah,
out there. Put
I
Zach out
would
there.
do so inner Minnesotan in me. I don't know how old you guys are, but I'm always younger than everybody, so I always feel bad. I grew up watching Kevin Garnett. He was he was my god. That dude is my idol. I'm picking him, and
That dude.
I want him to like trash talk me so I could
Yeah.
like feel intimidated. I want to hit the ball and he goes, "That's it." Like it's cute. That's all you got. So I'm picking KG. That's a must. Um, I'm not gonna pick Derek because I didn't let you guys pick each other, so I'm not gonna
No, you
pick
can't.
Derek.
You can't, Derek.
No, and Derek's not here. Screw you,
He's not
Derek.
even here.
I thought you were gonna say Prince when you were like the Minnesota in me.
Oh no, God, I need KG. I need a 7-footer out there protecting me.
Yeah.
I need him to like block shots all day and need him to like trash talk me as I hit my ball. I think that'd be beautiful.
He
Um,
would headbutt you.
oh, I'd love it. I would love it. I had like 7 KG jerseys growing up. That's not a lie. I had like two in every color. My parents hooked it up
Dude,
all the time.
he was a
Um, oh, he's a god here. For
yeah.
picking golfer, I'm a big Zalatoris fan, but I also really like um I'm really bad with names when I'm put on the spot. I don't know if you guys listened last week when I couldn't name them when Derek was eating pizza rolls. That's a whole thing. Um God, I'm just a big fan of Zalatoris. We're gonna go Zalatoris.
There you
It's
go.
Cool.
not because Sam looks like him.
We
Um
yeah, we support Willie Z.
That's right.
that dude, he's gonna win pretty soon, and it's not he's
Well,
gonna be an unstoppable force in the PGA.
oh yeah.
And then I'd want some kind of comedic relief. So I think it'd be fun to watch like Gabriel Iglesias play some golf, just big
Oh yeah.
Hawaiian shirts, or maybe like Adam Sandler, because fit,
Dude,
I think
we didn't
his
say
fit would be crazy.
we didn't say DJ Khaled, Sam.
Oh my God. Yeah, I changed mine.
Dude, I got
DJ Khaled.
I just think like Adam Sandler's fit. Like imagine him in like baggy
Oh,
basketball shorts and like an oversized like brunch golf shirt, like
dude.
Sick.
We needed more
electric.
time. We needed more time to think about this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. Like,
Well,
it'd
it's
be
rapid
Sandler,
fun to
fire.
play with LeBron too. See if you could beat
Sandler would
LeBron
be a
in a sport.
classic. Yeah.
Like it's rapid fire. It's not meant to be like, oh, hold on, let me
Best
think about it.
I'm
Um,
good with rapid fire.
Nobody ever is. Like that's why we do it. One that we also really like to ask is, do you guys prefer early morning rounds or twilight rounds?
We play more twilights, but I
I go
prefer
back and
a
forth.
Saturday, 8 a.m. on Saturday, first one, or even a 7 a.m. first one on the course. Drive out to Riverside, pay $150 to play a nice course. I want to start early.
Yeah, I agree. I think as long as you're not like hungover, if you prepare, if you're going to a nice course, I think you're not going to be hungover for that. So I'd say probably early. I think I play better in the morning too. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely should not join us on a night out then because you're gonna play hungover.
Well,
Welcome to Minnesota.
yeah. I mean,
yeah, the
people ask us what we
Midwest.
did in Iowa. So what do you think we did? We went to the bar and drank. That's what everyone does.
Yeah, we went out partying the night before we played Troy Burn, and we had to be there at like we had to leave by like 7 a.m. And I'm not a morning person, so we also did Half Moon Bay, the ocean course,
Oh,
out
nice.
in
I've been
California
Yeah.
when we were there. I
beautiful.
think I
Yeah.
said 5 words the entire drive in the morning because I was so pissed off that I had to wake up early.
And
Yeah.
you get your breakfast burrito, and then you get your little mimosa, and you're good to go, man.
That's almost exactly what I had. I had a breakfast burrito and then an Irish coffee.
Yep.
There you go.
And I was like,
Perfect.
I'm
Show
good.
up.
I'm good. That
Show up
warmed me up.
5 minutes before.
Yeah. No, and I pounded a Red Bull and called it a day.
Oh God, that's
Oh,
a hell of a day.
I
Oh,
was
dude.
wired, yeah. Um, and then if we're ever, we always end it with, oh no, I want it. We're not gonna end it yet. There's who I want to ask. One of them, you guys, first tee, biggest event of your life. What's the walk-up song?
Oh, dude.
I think
I've been I've been listening to a lot of Thunderstruck recently, and it just gets me going. Thunderstruck, AC/DC, anything AC/DC, put it on, hitting a dinger.
It's a classic.
I think there's a song called Inspector Norse that like if it comes on, I'm not turning it off. It's like 7 minutes. You should check it out. It's by like Todd Terje or something like that.
Todd Terje.
Yeah, and it's not really a walk-up song, but
it gets you going.
Fire. Yeah, it would get me going for sure.
It doesn't have to be a walk. Is like as long as you walk up there and you're just amped up, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I don't even think there are any words in that song. I think it's all beats.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
I'm gonna walk up to Tore Up by Don Toliver, just like amped up, ready to go, and just swing out of my shoes.
What was the name?
Tore Up.
Tore Up? Don Toliver?
Oh yeah.
I don't think I know that song.
Off the new album.
Okay, check it out.
He basically he was interviewed and he's like, dude, it's a song for anybody who just wants to get amped up.
Well, sounds
perfect.
Are you looking it up? Oh no.
Sam, are you gonna play it right now or what?
I'm scared to open Spotify.
It's funny how the guy who does all the design has like the worst computer.
And my computer's like I need to empty it.
We don't
There's a lot
of so the final question we always ask, wherever in your guys' neck of the woods, which will probably be out there, that is a future hint to you guys. We are kind of working on coming out there.
Let us know.
Oh, I mean it's in the works. We haven't announced anything yet, but like we're leaning towards it for the next shindig. Cool. That is kind of a hint towards everybody. Where are we gonna go eat?
What do you like? What do you like? Let's break this down. We have everything. Sushi.
I'm a sandwich and taco guy.
Sandwich and taco guy.
And by sandwich, I also include like burgers, stuff like that. I'm not a big sushi.
I'm gonna plug Carla Cafe. They are a small business. They now have a storefront here on 3rd Street in West Hollywood. And Carla Cafe has some of the best sandwiches. Burgers. Sam has his favorite burger spot called Burgers Never Say Die. And apparently I haven't had one yet, but they make the best burger in Los Angeles, apparently.
Yeah, 100%.
That's a great name.
Burgers Never
Say great.
Die. They do a smash burger. It is, I haven't had it yet, but Sam lives and dies by that. But it's the best.
It should be a chain. It's like fast food style. It's so good, but
and the two places we plugged are like small companies that deserve a shout out and deserve people coming to go, eat there. At least we didn't name like a big chain, so I'm proud of that.
Also, Kazu Nori make you like would make you like sushi. It's like hand rolled. It's really good. You grab a couple beers. It's fantastic.
I'm always down to try it. I'm just really weird with like textures.
Fair.
Like that's like the big thing that like really stops me from enjoying it is like the texture of things.
Yeah. That's understandable.
Like this might be kind of blasphemous to some people, but like burgers, I don't think should be anything other than like well done. Because like the texture of ground beef for me, that's kind of weird. Is it just like screws with me? I don't know what it is. Steaks and stuff like that, cool. You can do medium, whatever. I'm cool with that. But like burgers, like the texture of it gets me.
Smash burgers are the move because it's just crispy.
Exactly.
Layer about 3 of them things up.
I feel like I just offended Sam.
No. I kind of agree with that. I like smash burgers.
It's just like a textural thing. Like, freaks me out a little bit. But Donovan, Sam, thanks so much for hopping on, joining us. Joining me. Derek's here in spirit. Maybe he's with my Marilyn Monroe painting. I don't know. He's somewhere.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you.
For sure.
And Derek, when Derek listens to this, we appreciate you too, wrapping the t-shirts and hats out there. And we hope we can catch you guys when you are out here. So let us know for sure. Let us know when you come out here. We'll get around in for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Let us know in advance so we can
Oh,
book something.
duh.
Yeah. Cool, man. Well, we appreciate it, Dom.
For sure. Thanks for hopping on, guys.
You bet. Take care.
Thank you.